Good morning. Today I'm going to do a project. I'm going to replace my my fantastic fan in my van. I'm going to put a MaxxAir in there. So I have to go out and take the one apart and put the other one in. So this is what we're going to replace it with. Let's see. Right there. The Deluxe MaxxAir fan. It's kind of on an angle. So you can see here. There we go. So we'll put that one in, and first we got to take the other one out. So let's go out to the van and see where we're going to be. Alright, this is our project today. Already brought some of the stuff out the ladder. I have to go up to the top. And the first thing we'll do is go in here. There's the fan that we're taking out. So we'll go over here to my control, my electric, and we'll turn off the battery and turn off the power, and then we'll start taking it apart. Well, first thing we're going to do is take off the cover for the MaxxAir fan. The power's already been turned off. And here we go. Just have to take the cover off. We've done a lot of different modifications after we put this fan in. So hopefully it'll be an easy job. I don't think it's going to be that difficult because I try to make things so you can put them in easily. So well, that's just the cover. A couple of screws to take that down. I don't know what else we got to do here. Make these screws come out right here. Hopefully I know which ones we'll wear. This will be a couple of days before I get back. I'm going to mount this one in this fantastic fan. I'm going to mount this into the trailer bathroom where I have just the regular standard little teeny fan for venting. I figured that didn't move enough air. Let's just get a couple of screws up here. Hopefully that's all it is here. Just drop the screws. Hopefully I can find it. Alright. All the wires are exposed. Okay, what's that here? Oh, that's the sensor. This one I'm taking out of here because it has a rain sensor on it. And when we're out camping, and a couple times there was just a little moisture falling off the tree, and we had the fan on to move the air, and sure enough the sensor would kick it off, and pretty soon we would have no fan. So it's going to take a couple seconds for me to disconnect all these things. Should be a lot easier. There's the sensor. This here is, here's the power. So there, decide power to the. Okay, this power goes. This is from the van. This power goes over to here. It's all soldered in. Okay. Well, I'm going to go in and confer with my wife. I says, the reason we wanted to disconnect this is because it had a rain sensor on it. It's kind of close quarter in here because it's inside a van. But I end up taking the pigtail off here. I disconnected it from my source over here. I marked it properly so I know what the positive is and what the neutral is or the ground wire is. Now I have to come up here, and I'm going to be working on these two wires now. I'm going to take a picture of this because I got to reconnect this in my travel trailer, but this should be the last connection. Then I have to go up to the roof and take all the mounting screws out, and also that sealant. So that'll be a choice. We'll go up there in just a couple seconds. I ordered this online. It's a heat gun to help me soften up the caulking and Bondo up at the top, and hopefully it works. And my tools laid out over here, and I'm going to go set up at the top and see how it works. This is our vent at the top, and I got to soften all this up, and I'll take all the Bondo stuff off of here. Hopefully it'll go pretty easy with that new heat gun. You can tell it's got a heat thing on the back indicators at 400 degrees. And I got it at high. We'll do a little section here. I brought some different putty knives here. Some are pretty well used, but just put it on here and see how it works. Keep heating it up. It's a nice cool morning this morning too. It's right around 70 degrees. I'm in the shade, so that helps me. Didn't want to do this in the sun. That seems to be releasing pretty easy. Well, I'm on my final leg of removing this caulking here. I have the machine set up to 420 degrees. It seems to be going real fast. This will probably taking me 20 minutes to do all the way around. It peels up really quick. You can see in real time how quick this heat gun helps remove that. Alright, I'm just going to finish it up and we'll get back to you. Well, we removed all the glazing around here, and I'm working on taking these screws out. Just going to get that putty out of the heads of the screws, and it's a square bit, and it really works pretty simple. Once you're done, it comes really good. So I have to go all around the vent and remove all these. So I'll get back to you when I get to the next spot. Now we're at the final phase, taking out the last few of these. Go pretty quick. I already cleaned up the heads out as best I could. Got one more over here, and that should do it. And I just used a nice pick to clean out the heads of the screws. All right, now we'll see where we're at as far as relieving it from the base. I would imagine it should come up pretty good. Seems to be releasing. Oh yeah, nice and easy. And there we go. Now you can add the butyl tape that's around the edges. I got to take that all off when I replace it, but what I'm going to do is get ready to put the new one in right now. So I have to clean up this area here and we'll go from there. I just wanted to share with you how I built some of the framework up underneath here. You can see a 2x2 there, and then I really insulated it. Put the ceiling in and then the top of the fiberglass here, and it's all with fiberglass insulation, and that's the board. This is the hole that the fan goes in, so it's really well insulated. Well, I brought the new MaxxAir fan out. I'm going to do a dry fit. This here sleeve is from the Fantastic fan that was in my van already. It looks like it's going to be able to use it on the MaxxAir fan without any problems. Here's the one that they sent me in the box. I'll use that inside the travel trailer when I do it. And here's the other fan. So it looks like it's all going to go together pretty cool. So we'll have to do a dry fit now, and then I'll clean up the roof so I can get the Bondo on the outside of the mounting bracket and then secure everything. So we'll go up there right now and try to see if it fits. Well, here's the rough opening. I brought in the mounting bracket here. You just slide it in here. See, it'll fit. And it definitely looks like it'll fit almost exactly on the spot that I took it off. You can see there's a little bit of a curvature to this roof, but it looks like it should go in pretty nice. So I'll just remove this. Well, one of the things I was worried about when I mount this Fantastic fan, because it's going to lay over the solar panels, that it's going to clear. So I'm going to go get that right now and see if that's going to work also. I'll also have to make some adjustments. Alright, we're going to do a dry fit right now. The instructions was, in order to put this in here, you got to open it up a little bit and put that down through here. Flipped over this pretty good. Here's what I was worried about right here. Can't see it here. Let's see. This area right here. So now if I can, I'll do. Let's see if we'll crank it the other way. It's down. That's all the way down. Hold on. I just cracked one of my solar panels that are leaning on it. Well, it looks like it should. It's going to be really close. But I should be able to do it, so we'll get back to you on that. Well, I put all the screws in. It went in real good. Now I just got to use the self-leveling lap sealant. Touch all the screw tops first. All the way around here. Not too difficult. Take your time and get through here. Well, I just got done sealing up all around the vent, the die core. Kind of letting it settle right now. The frame is all mounted, and maybe a little later on I'm going to be installing the MaxxAir fan. So looks pretty good so far. Inside here you can see the framework. It's pretty square in the whole place. It's one of the things I tried for, and I was able to mount everything into the framework of the fiberglass top. So next time we look at it, we'll have the fan in place. Well, this is the finished product. I forgot to do a little bit of the recording of the trim work, but that was really easy in mounting from a couple of screws. And here's one of the reasons I did it. Here's my meter. I am actually still charging up my batteries. This is basically running off solar panels. My fantastic fan would not do that. This is on the second setting. This is on the third highest. Now it's going down a little bit, but it's really moving the air. You really just feel it up here. So when you're trying to keep this cool inside here, it seems to be actually doing pretty good. And then I got one more. It's the highest setting. So it's drawing pretty good. I got a little bit of sunlight on the solar panels, but not much. And I go down to the number one setting here. You can see it right away. It went up. It's charging. So that's not bad. That's the first setting, and that's the second speed. So the first two speeds, it basically moves the air and doesn't really draw anything. It's not until I get to the third speed that it draws. So it's just what I wanted. Very happy with it. And it's very quiet. Basically you can hear it. I'm right next to the fan, so it's not making that much noise at all. This is the final view from the top. Just hangs over a little bit on the solar panels, but I had to make sure that when it came down it would just rest on there. So it's just basically resting on the solar panels, so it's a good seal and looks like a great addition. And I'm anxious to be able to try this out, but it's great to have it on. Just a little update on the van. When I put the solar panels up, when I was working on it, I cracked one of the solar panels. Since then I purchased two 100 watt solar panels. Well, they plugged right into my existing solar exchange thing to the battery, and I'm going to go up there and show you how well they work on the van. As you can see, MaxxAir van cover now goes all the way down. I have two solar panels here, basically doubling what I had before. I had four 25 watters, which gave me 100 watts total. I have two 100 watts panels, and it charges everything inside the van. We'll go inside and take a look at that. And I also was able to lower this so the wind resistance is a little bit better. So it works out pretty good. It has just a little bit of incline to it. As you can see, looking back towards the trailer, when they're connected, it really helps with the air flow over the top of the trailer. That also gives me about a little over 12 miles per gallon, 12 and a half miles per gallon, pulling that trailer with this van. Now to continue a lot with this update here, this is some of the things that were already existing in the van. I have a charging station here with two USB ports and one cigarette lighter port. This here is for this is for the power to the pump, and this is the power to the lights up here. Now inside the van, I carry a Blue Eddy, which I use. It's a portable one. I have it wired so I could use it inside the van, because I only have one 12-volt deep cell battery in the van, but it helps maintain this. And if I plug this in, this is the solar panels, or this is charging off the solar panels. It shows I have 100% in there right now, and my gauge here shows it's still charging, and this is the one battery, so it's got 13.98 volts. So it's really good for a one battery. And I have that all wired through here. Plus, if I want to, I have a switch that I can throw off back here. And let's get a little light on the situation. There's the on and off switch for the 12-volt system. And on the bottom here, there's a switch that turns on and off the cooler. That's located right below here. And then you have the solar monitor there. And when I flip that switch, I can run the whole system through this fuse box off either the one battery or the Blue Eddy, depending on which way the switch is. And it's always charging off the solar panels, the battery, and then down here in the corner I have 2 units battery doctor, and a trickle charge 110 voltage to hook up to the battery also. There's constant charging through the day. Works out really fine. So I'm really happy with how it all was put together.